I don't have them. I don't get that. So who would they get that information from?
That in most employers, you keep that file. So 6 months down the road, the guy you hired down the road several months or whatever, it doesn't pan out. You don't have to repost a job. You can go back through your list, and maybe there's a guy that's still unemployed, or maybe a guy that's still interested. You can go back through that list. That needs to be part of the public record. Who has them? Did we file 13 of them?
I must say, Mr. Wolf, do you have those applications?
All resumes will be reviewed by trustees in the executive session.
Thank you.
And all applications for any job are filed with all employee files after the job is filled.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, may I ask you a question? How many 13 applicants are not going to be employed? So where would you file those ones that aren't employed?
Because you have to maintain them by federal law.
I didn't say why. I said where would you file them?
With the employee files for that, in a applicant file that's in with, and that's where Adrian's been keeping all of them for the last 5 years. Because you have HIPAA requirements to protect the rights of the employee or the applicant that applied with private information on it, and you cannot release it outside of these walls.
Well, that's why I asked where they would be filed. So I am the fiscal clerk as well as the township clerk. So I wouldn't know if the trustees came to me. I wouldn't know where to get those files.
Well, they've always been filed with the employee files by Adrian Jones, and that's what we'll continue. But
Adrian's gone now, so who will be able to get them for them?
Until you hire an administrative assistant, I have access to. You can get, and I can give you the key if you want it. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's a trustee decision, but I'm just asking. I want the trustees to be clear that I can't give them that information because I don't have access to it.
We'll get a key made right away. Because I didn't have a key either. Adrian was the only one with a key, Miss Edwards.
Okay, thank you.
Any other new business to discuss?
I'd like to have a word on the Zoom meetings and going back to in-person meetings. Our illustrious governor is allowing that to happen June 2nd. So we don't see why we could not do that 1st of June. If we don't do it the 1st of June, we got to do it by the 1st of July per Ohio, the Bill 404. The ability to have the Zoom meetings runs out the 1st of July. So either we do it the next meeting, we go person to person, in-person meetings, or we wait another month and then do it. We have to do it by the 1st of July unless the state changes that House Bill 404 or extends it.
Okay.
We talked about that in the last meeting, about going there. What kind of condition is the meeting room there in a Calumet Center, Steve? What kind of conditions that room in?
We've got all the equipment out of it. We have to sweep it up, and there's no tables and chairs in there. But it's usable.
Okay, so we could do that, or we could go to the gymnasium, use a quarter of the gym. I mean, it'll take a while. We never had a big crowd, but it'll take a while for people to get back in the swing of things, coming to meetings in person. But within the gym or in that room, we still have enough room to practice social distancing and still have the in-person meetings and do one with Zoom.
Okay, so you said the date was July 1st. It's going to be the last day that you can hold, start a public meeting.
Or the way that, yes, but I understand House Bill 404, the way it is written now, that to be true.
All right, then do you want to say that we will start July, whatever our meeting date is in July, or not?
We can't make that decision here in the work session, but we can talk about that in the regular meeting and make a vote and vote that July 1st, all the meetings in July start being first meetings.
The first meeting is the 6th of July,
Okay.
just so you know.
All right.
Can I say, I have one more. I don't know if this is new business or probably old business. But I did receive a disc on my desk. And I'm assuming pretty much it looks like it's the Zoom meeting minutes, but I can't decipher them the way they are. So it's going to take me a while to figure out what I got there. But I was also wondering, can it be made accessible instead of us having somebody come in? Can it be made accessible so that I could just download them after the meeting? Is there some kind of reason why I couldn't do that?
Okay, can you repeat what you just said, Tracy?
Okay, so after the meetings are over, we have a video and an audio that Adrian used to give me after every meeting, maybe a couple days after the meeting. I would put them, save them onto a file, then I would, eventually I was going to upload them to the website. Well, I received a disc on my desk last week, I think, a flash drive. They had a bunch of meetings on it. I'm not sure. I got to decipher which ones are what. I only needed 3 meetings. I didn't have any of the April meetings or the first meeting in May. And now it's time to do this meeting. And I was wondering if I could have the access to download it myself instead of having somebody else do it, so I know what I'm getting when they leave a flash drive on my desk. I'm assuming it was Buckeye because I was told by Steve that some guy was coming in on, I think his name was Aaron from Buckeye, and he would get that information. So I'm assuming that's who did it. Why can't I just get access and download it myself? It shouldn't be anything but a couple of pushes of a button, find the file, download it to a flash drive.
All right, why don't you call Buckeye tomorrow, or if that's convenient, or the next day, and if that is the case, let us know, and then just touch base with the trustee and tell them, that's what you're going to do. And go
Okay,
ahead.
so you give me permission to call Buckeye because every time I call him, they say I have to talk to Steve Wolf. So I should be able to say the trustees allow me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve Wolf works at the pleasure of the trustees.
Tracy, I'll also send him an email tonight to let him know that you're calling. Ask for Aaron, if you don't mind.
Okay.
He answers the Zoom stuff. And the reason why they have to check with me is because trustees have asked me to cost contain the Buckeye bills. And the only way you can do that is to know what the entire township's ordering services. So that's why they come to me. That's the only reason why they come to me, is to control the cost. So thank you. I'll send that email as soon as the meeting's over.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Any other new business to discuss? Can I get a...
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion. Tracy, can you call the roll?
Trustee Mann,
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
All right, we'll see everybody at 7 o'clock.
6:34. Okay.
Good timing, Chief.
Thank you.
We'll catch you on the next one, Chief.